Hello, everyone. My name is Rochelle Innocent, and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space on all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday, and we just scheduled a thought piece to drop this upcoming Sunday, so definitely be sure to meander over to our website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available on 12 different podcast platforms for your listening leisure, and we've provided you with access to the links in our description down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today our topic of discussion is education. And on the topic of education, we're going to be talking about the education that starts at home. And this conversation centers around when to bow out of a fight. Yes, so this is whether you are on the playground, whether you are dealing with peers in a group meeting. I mean, whatever the setting, there are certain situations that call for retreat, and it is the retreat where the victory is made. And this is a lesson that took me a long time to learn. I have always been a rambunctious human being, a little bit on the mischievous side, and always ready for a fight. And I have to say, ready for a fight just meant I always had the energy to defend whatever it was I was putting out in the ether. If it was a thought, a belief, a position, I was ready to defend it in every case. And I think that I learned through time that sometimes people, their reward is the fight. They really don't care what the outcome is. They just like A, to have your attention, and B, they want the opportunity to engage in a battle with you. And sometimes the battle is best won when the battle is completely ignored. So I'm going to talk about different situations that call for you to just retreat and to save your energy and meander over elsewhere, as I have learned through lived experience. So the one area that I think that is really important to save your energy, we'll just jump right into these right out of the gate, is when you don't have a relationship with that person and you don't care to form one. I think that this is one of the key areas where we can misstep and engage in a battle that is obviously not worth it in the end if this is not a relationship we even value. And I believe personally that if I don't value the relationship that I have with you, if I don't see any personal benefit in building an argument to confront some of what it is that you're putting in front of me, then I just won't. I will completely disengage, let it be someone else's battle. I reserve my energy for other things and for people that I value themselves. And I've learned that there are people in this world that sometimes it is the battle itself that they put in front of you that causes you to ask the question to yourself, well, do I value this relationship enough to engage and exert the energy required to have my point come across? And a lot of the times, depending on the conversation being had, I don't see the benefit in arguing and in wasting my breath when I see that maybe the benefit or the ulterior motive is just to get my energy, just to capture my attention and distract me from things that are more important. So I think always being mindful of the relationships that you have with the people who are looking to battle with you, being mindful of how you value those relationships and letting the value that you place in those relationships dictate your next steps. And I think that that's very important, because oftentimes when it is that we don't do this, it is number two, our ego, that is ready to fight. And I have learned to master my ego. And sometimes if I don't walk away, despite the fact that this isn't a relationship that I value, this isn't a person building something with, but I'm still going to engage with them, it's because my ego has been attacked. And I have learned to keep my ego on the leash. I'm no longer going to allow my ego to put me in messy situations, which have me deal with needing to backpedal or needing to apologize because I'm affronted with the style of delivery or with the method of attack being used to get my attention. And I think that sometimes, most times, if I see people are triggering the snarky side of my ego, more often than not, I don't think that those people are good for me. The snarky side of my ego, though it's alive and well, it is well contained. It doesn't come out unnecessarily. And I don't care to be around people who bring out the snarky side of my ego. And the snarky side of my ego is always ready to dance. It is ready to battle, ready to tango with anyone and everyone. And I just learned that the best thing to do is to protect my energy and protect my peace by recognizing who triggers that in me, or recognizing even the kinds of conversations where that snarky side of my ego can come out, and just moving myself away from those situations where I could end up just not representing my best self or my highest self, and I actually have no value add in engaging in those conversations. Now, by no means is this me suggesting that if it's a difficult or uncomfortable conversation, run away and do not have it. There are going to be moments where the energy invested is worth the time placed in having those confrontations, those crucial confrontations, but it's honestly very rare. It's very rare of the time where the need to engage is absolute. Most of the time you can retreat, or you can disengage, or you can live and let live. That's your truth. I have my truth. If you don't care to see eye to eye, or if this is the way you'd like to build a bridge, with fire and with fireworks, I'm absolutely not interested. I don't think that that's a solid infrastructure for anything sustainable. So let's move on from that. So I wanted to have that conversation with you. And then the last note to recognize when the battle is really something that doesn't serve you is when it's building a critical mass, right? When the battle is building into a larger conversation that you're not prepared to represent or to engage in. So sometimes I disengage from a battle because I see where it's going and I see how it's building and developing, and I'm not interested in being the stakeholder or the representative of a specific position in that battle, because my position in and of itself could just be contrary to the position being placed in front of me, but not altogether founded, right? I can still have floating beliefs here and there, but I just know I don't believe this specific belief, but I'm not prepared to be the representative of the belief that I have, because the belief that I have is still something that I'm exploring. I am still building the parameters of my own beliefs. Therefore, I don't want to be the face of it under any circumstances. And I think that sometimes when I think that there's a critical mass building, that there's sanctions being built around thoughts, around specific discussions, I will opt right out of those as well, because it doesn't serve me if I'm not prepared to really go the mile required for the message itself to live and breathe properly. So there are messages that I believe in so fundamentally that I'm happy to be the stakeholder and making sure it lives and breathes in a fairly sustainable way, Project Purpose. But there are other messages that I'm happy to have a one-off conversation about it, to explore thoughts on it, but am I willing to represent it? Absolutely not. And so I won't. So there you have it. Those are some, but not all. It's not an aggregate list. And in fact, I could probably do more videos like this of when to just disengage, to retreat, to save your energy, and to throw in the towel right out of the gate. And some people see this surrender as cowardice, but I think that is cowardly to fight every battle placed in front of you. It's just cowardice shown in a very different way. You feel that if you don't fight, then you will be seen as a coward. And I think that's a very cowardly way of thinking. I think that there's a lot of strength in walking away from a battle, that everyone sees that you should fight for their own benefit, but you don't see the benefit for you. So this is me really speaking to standing in your truth, honoring your truth, but also honoring and valuing your energy enough to walk away from battles that do not serve you, and battles with people that you don't have strong relationships with, nor do you care to build strong relationships with, don't serve you. Battling with people who are just seeking to battle with you because they like the energy and the attention that garnishes for them does not serve you. Battling over a position that you yourself aren't fully confident in is building into a bigger conversation, and you just had a position against this initial position, but you're not really quite sure how you feel in the grander scheme of things, doesn't serve you. And if you have another example that you feel is a great reason to opt out, then by all means put it in the comments down below. That was the topic of discussion for today's conversation. So that was it, but definitely not all. But before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. So definitely be sure to join in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, then I do suggest that you take a look at one of our package plans. Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events that largely provide webinars and workshops focused on self-mastery. So definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out and see what we have in store. Now, if you are concerned about pricing, please don't be. We do offer pricing plans that give you an option to make payments in 4 installments over a period of 6 weeks, rendering all of our programming more accessible to you. So all of that to say, we're on the road to 1K, so definitely be sure to subscribe, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and engage. We want to hear your perspective as we grow our hashtag Game Changer community, and as we engage all of you and hopefully empower ourselves to be the change we want to see in this world around us. So that to say, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.